everyone. My name is Jade Carla Martinez, and we are the Group 3, and we will discuss the lesson number 7, which is heat and temperature. And before we go to our lesson, we will have our objectives, which are to explain the principle of thermodynamics and analyze the thermodynamic processes, including their unique characteristics and real-world application. The lesson number 2 is explore the law of thermodynamics, focusing on their implication for energy transfer and system equilibrium. And number 3, understand the fundamental differences between temperature and heat to examine the principle of heat transfer and temperature changes, using examples such as specific heat capacity and calculation. And lastly, solve problems involving heat transfer and energy efficiency using thermodynamic formulas and calculation. And we will go to our definition of terms that will be discussed by Ms. Irish May Olanda.
So, good morning. Before we discuss the heat and temperature, we will discuss first the thermodynamics. So, thermodynamics in physics is a branch that deals with heat, work, and temperature and their relation to energy, radiation, and physical properties of matter. So, thermodynamics, hindi lang napag-aralan yung heat, work, and temperature. Napag-aralan din dito kung paano nangyayari yung palitan ng energy between system and disaster things. So, para malaman natin kung paano nangyayari yung palitan ng energy ngayon, meron tayong natawag na thermodynamic process. This is the thermodynamic process when there is a energetic changes within the system that is associated with changes in pressure, volume, and internal energy. So, halimbawa, pwedeng magbago yung temperature ng isang gas or lumawak yung volume nito or tumaas yung pressure habang nasa ilalim siya ng process, ng iba't ibang process katulad ng expansion and compression. So, meron tayong 4 na process ng thermodynamics. Una is the adiabatic process, a process in which there is no exchange of heat from the system to its surrounding, neither during expansion nor during compression. So, ang halimbawa nito is rapidly pumping air into a basket tire. So, kapag mabilis natin pinump yung pang-pump dun sa loob, dun sa dulo, ay walang enough na time para magpalitan ng energy ng heat na nanggagaling mula sa labas papunta dun sa hangin na inapasok dun sa loob ng gulong. Kaya siya naging adiabatic process. Next is the isochoric process. At dito naman, ang halimbawa ay yung halimbawa, nagpainit tayo ng tubig sa isang lalagyan na hindi niya kayang mag-expand. So, meaning, hindi madadagdagan yung volume niya or hindi mababago yung volume niya. Tapos, since hindi mababago yung volume, hindi walang magagawang work. Kaya siya naging isochoric process. Next is the isobaric process naman. So, ang halimbawa naman ito ay boiling water. So, kung kanina walang nabago sa volume, dito naman walang nabago sa pressure. So, halimbawa, nagpakulo tayo ng tubig sa isang open container kagaya nito. So, yung vapor na lalabas, malaya lang siyang lumawak or malaya siyang mag-evaporate. Tapos, kaya yung pressure na natin sa pinapakulo natin tubig, kapantay lamang siya ng atmospheric pressure. And kaya hindi nababago yung pressure niya, open container lamang siya. So, yung hindi na ihipon yung tubig dun sa loob ng tubig 100 degrees Celsius. So kung mapapansin natin na ginagamit dito sa process na ito, ginagamit lamang yung heat para mabago yung phase ng isang bagay, pero yung temperature naman nasa loob siyang bagay. So meron tayong tawag na laws of thermodynamics na madidiscuss ito mamaya. Ito yung tatlong yun. Zeroth law of thermodynamics, first law, and second law of thermodynamics. So, lumakan naman tayo sa temperature and heat. Temperature is a number that relates to the energy possessed by the molecules of a substance, which directly relates to the kinetic energy possessed by the particles of a substance. So, yung temperature, ginagamit na, ito yung sukatan kung gaano kalakas yung galaw ng molecules sa isang bagay. So, kapag mataas yung temperature, mabilis yung paggalaw ng mga molecules sa bagay na yun. Tapos, kung sabi nyo dito, kapag ginawin natin yung temperature, magagawin din yung kinetic energy ng mga molecules. So, sabi nga, kapag mas mainit, mas mabilis yung galaw ng molecules. Tapos, SI unit ng energy is Kelvin. Next is the heat. Heat is the total energy of the motion of the molecules of a substance. The heat is dependent on factors like speed of the particles, the size of the particles, number of the particles, etc. So, kung yung heat kung yung temperature ay yung sukatan kung gaano kabilis yung galaw ng molecules sa ibang bagay, sa isang bagay, yung heat naman ay yung total energy ng yung paggalaw ng molecules sa isang bagay. Tapos, nakadepende siya sa factors gaya ng bilis ng particles, size ng particles, number ng particles, etc. And ang SI unit naman na heat is joules. So, kung isipin natin minsan ay parang magkatulad lamang ang temperature at ang heat. So, connected sila pero hindi sila magkatulad. Kagaya na lamang ang example dito. Okay, pag-compare natin yung isang tub ng water sa isang cup ng water. So, since mas malaki yung isang tub ng water, mas malaki or mas marami yung thermal energy na nandoon sa malaking sa isang tub ng water kumpara sa isang cup ng water. Pwedeng nasa parehas ng temperature pero mas marami or mas malaki yung thermal energy na nandun sa isang tub ng water since malaki na yung tub ng water compared sa cup ng water. So makikita natin to na magkaiba yung heat and temperature pero connected sila sa isa't isa. So, heat capacity converting between heat and change in temperature. So, paano nga ba natin masusukat ang heat? So, sabi dito, once na ang isang system ay nag-absorb or nag-use ng yung average yung paggalaw ng mga molecules sa isang bagay ay maapektuhan ito. So, dahil doon, mababago yung temperature ng isang system, pero once na ang isang system ay nasa change in phase or change in state, katulad nung sa isobaric process kanina, hindi mababago yung temperature niya. Kumbaga, maapektuhan lamang yung ng heat yung temperature, pero hindi siya mababago. So, pwede tayong gumamit ng thermometer para malaman natin or masukat natin yung temperature ng isang system. Pero paano natin malalaman or masusukat yung change in temperature sa heat transfer? So, meron tayo tinatawag na heat capacity. Heat capacity is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of an object by 100 degrees Celsius. We can use heat capacity to determine the heat released or absorbed by a material using the following formula. So, ang formula natin para makuha natin kilogram of hot heat which you would like to cool down before you try to heat it. So, mass natin ay meron tayong 200 grams. Tapos, meron tayong temperature na 350 degree Kelvin at 300 degree Kelvin. So, para malaman natin yung change in temperature ay kapag minus natin yung dalawang temperature. Unahan natin yung so ang formula pala ito is final temperature minus initial temperature. So, ang ating final temperature ay 330 Kelvin minus ang initial naman natin ay 350 yung change in temperature natin is 20 degree Kelvin. So, ang magiging sagot natin ay negative 16,744 joules. So, ito yung magiging sagot natin. So, ang kinakailangan thermal energy para mapakul yung heat ay negative 16,704 joules. So, kung mapapansin natin, yung sa question, sa problem ay nag-release siya na kailangan mag-release ng energy para gumamit yung heat. So, kapag once nag-release siya, ibig sabihin, ang magiging sagot natin ay negative. While naman kapag nag-absorb naman, dapat ang sa magiging sagot natin is positive. So, isa pang example. Specific heat capacity is the heat energy required to raise the temperature of unit mass of a substance by 1 degree Celsius or 1 degree Kelvin. Para makapigit naman natin ang specific heat capacity, ang formula naman natin ay heat is equals to heat capacity divided mass times change in temperature. A body with mass, the 2 kg kilogram absorbed heat, 100 calories when its temperature is from 20 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees Celsius. What is the specific heat capacity of the body? So, ang natin natin dito is yung specific heat capacity. So, ang magiging given natin yung mass, since naka-kilogram na siya, hindi na natin siya i-convert. Tapos, ang heat absorbed naman ay ito ang hindi natin i-convert yung 100 calories. I-convert natin siya into joules. So, gagawin natin is yung 100 calories or ang isang calories ay equal sa 184 joules. So, itatimes natin yung 100 na yun sa dito. Sa 4.184 joules. So, ang equal niya, so ang magiging heat absorbed natin is equal to 418.4 joules. So, ang change in temperature naman natin na so, gaya yung kanina, i-minus yung final temperature sa initial temperature. So, ang change in temperature natin is 70 minus 20. So, it equals to 50 degrees Kelvin. Celsius. So, meron na tayong even. So, gagamitin na natin yung ating formula, which is ito. C is equals to Q over mass times change in temperature. So, substitute lang natin for 18.4 equals divide 2 kilogram. So, 2 times 50 is 100. So, kasamahin lang natin yung kilogram tapos ay yung degree Celsius. So, magiging kilogram ganito na pa siya. So, ang magiging sagot natin ay 4.184 joules per kilogram Celsius. So, ito ang ating specific. Ito ang gagamitin natin para naman makuha yung specific heat capacity. So, ang SI unit ng specific heat capacity is joules per kilogram degree Celsius or joules per kilogram degree Celsius. So, tapos na tayo sa pagkuha, paano makuha yung heat capacity and specific heat capacity. Ngayon naman, i-discuss na relate to yung laws of thermodynamics.
So now that we know the meaning of thermodynamics, let's go further to its three laws. The first one is the law of Sarot law of thermodynamics, which means that if two systems is thermal equilibrium to their system, then the two systems is thermal equilibrium with each other. So ano ba yung tinatawag natin na thermal equilibrium? So thermal equilibrium ay kapag there is no net heat exchange between two systems. Kung baga, in the same temperature sila. Halimbawa, meron akong glass of warm water and then ice cubes. Kung yung ice cube ay nilagay ko sa warm water, ang tendency nun ay matutulaw si ice cube tapos lalabig yung warm water. At tapos pag sinet-assign natin sila for a while at binalikan, they are in thermal equilibrium na. Meaning yung ice cube and the warm water will be in the same temperature. So, ang sinasabi lang sa law of thermodynamics, second law of thermodynamics ay kapag A, B, and C, kung si A ay thermal thermodynamics. Nagmatter siya in a way na mahalaga siya sa thermometer at to have accurate or consistent properties of liquid. Importante ang sarap law of thermodynamics sa temperature. For example, is kukuha ka ng heat ng isang tao. Yung heat ay matatransfer sa thermometer with the same or constant temperature. So, yung tao at yung thermometer is in the same temperature. So now, let's move on with first law of thermodynamics, which is says that energy cannot be created or destroyed. Rather, it can be converted from one form to another. So sinabi lang dito na ang energy daw ay hindi nagagawa or nadi-destroy. Siya ay nagta-transfer lang. For example, I have a balloon. Tapos, nag-exert ako ng hangin dun sa balloon. Yung in-exert ko ng hangin, yun lang yung mapupunta sa balloon at hindi siya mababawasan na nagdadagdagan. Unless, nagbuka pa ako ng hangin. So, yung hangin sa balloon, yun lang yung transfer ko and it doesn't increase. At hindi rin naman siya nagawa ng sarili niyang hangin. And then, sa mathematical formula naman is, in mathematical formula ay meron tayong delta U equals Q plus W, where delta U is the change in internal energy of the system and Q is the algebraic rate sum of heat transfer between system and surrounding. Kumbaga ito yung heat, and then W is work interaction of the system with its surrounding. Kapag ang Q ay magiging positive lang siya, kapag ang heat ay na-add sa system, and magiging negative kapag nag-leave ang heat sa system. So again, ang Q ay magiging positive kapag nag-add sa system, and magiging negative kapag nag-leave. Tapos sa W naman, or sa work, magiging positive siya kung it has an interaction of the system with its surrounding. Pero, magiging positive siya kapag work is done on the system. And it will be negative if work is done by the system. So, for example, if a gas has a constant pressure in a system, and there is a loss of 45 joules of heat in the surrounding around the system, and 450 of work is done on the system. So, find the system internal energy. So, our formula is delta U equals to Q plus W. So, given natin is negative 45. Bakit siya naging negative 45? Kasi, na-loss yung heat at nung sabi ko kanina, pag na-loss yung heat, magiging negative. And then, so work ay, we had 480. So, we have negative 45 plus 480 equivalent to 405. So, bakit mo nagmamatter ang first law of thermodynamics? Nagmamatter siya in a way that nagmamatter siya kasi connected siya sa law of conservation energy. Kung saan namin ay hindi nagkakaroon ng pag-increase or destroy sa energy at hindi nag-transfer. Another example is we have 300 joules of heat is added to a system and 2,500 joules of work is done by the system. What is the change in internal energy of the system? So our given was sa heat ay 3,000 joules and we have 2,500. random placement of particles in a system. So, meron tayo tinatawag na low entropy and high entropy. Kung saan, sa low entropy, naka-organize yung mga particles sa isang system. Kung baga halimbawa ay sa ice cubes. And then, sa high entropy naman ay yung mga particles niya or molecules are randomly arranged and randomly moving. For example, is the water vapor. Kung baga, ang isip nila, pag low entropy, more on solid siya, and pag high entropy naman ay gases. So, we have the formula W out equals UA, and minus U out, where W out is the work performed by heat engine, and QA is the heat added to the system, while U out is the heat removed of the system. So, by the engine's efficiency, the formula is efficiency equals W out divided by U in times 100%. So, for example, a heat engine absorbs 8,500 joules of energy during the operation from a heat source, and it performs work and discards 4,800 joules of heat to fall through reservoir. Finally, so how much work is performed, and B, the engine's efficiency. So, our formula for letter A is W equals minus V out.
hormone